Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Megan.
We are real life scientists, and we want to share some sciencey stories that are crazy, sometimes a little mysterious, but with an Ad Libs twist. You are listening to Lab Libs.
I'm a bio-pirate, actually.
A mouse on a frog? You can't put a mouse on a frog, can you? Square dancing!
Square dancing!
Woo! Yeehaw!
Okie dokie.
Mysterious, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really, all of them are mysterious because I never know what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, they're mysterious to us. Yeah.
But this one is going to stay mysterious even as you tell it.
It's mysterious for other people, too.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit mysterious, but not mysterious enough to where you're going to be like, I hate that you did not give me any kind of conclusion.
So it'll be satisfying in some way.
I think it's fine. It didn't annoy me too much. So.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of out of context quotes.
Ooh, double quote day?
Double quote.
Wow.
They're both archaeologists. One of them is Mark Horton, and his quote is, quote, "Have we solved the mystery? Well, it's pretty good evidence, but there's always more work to be done. And people love mysteries. They hate resolving things one way or the other.
Oh.
So I'm sure that the mystery will continue, whatever the scientific evidence says."
He said conspiracy theorists are gonna conspiracy theory.
They're gonna conspiracy. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is funny. I like how he was like,
because Okay, and this one I just included because it's an out of context quote that is hilariously on point.
Okay.
This is Charles Ewan, quote, "The hammer scale is just not doing it for me without good context. I'm not seeing any good context."
Okay. What year? Is this like modern scientists or old scientists? Because I feel like they're talking like Gen Z. Like, it's not doing it for me.
I'm not getting what I want from it.
It's not giving evidence.
Giving evidence feeling. Yeah, I mean, I doubt that they're Gen Z, but all right. Your first Lab Libs is in the first sentence.
Okay.
And that was a country in Europe. So, in the late 16th century, blank wanted to challenge the Spanish dominance. Not any clue from that.
What did I say?
You said France.
In the 1600s.
16th century.
Oh, the 16th century. So what is that? The 1700s? 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, whoever decided to do that?
It's because... Yeah.
I get it. I know why. I know. But whoever decided that's how we would name things?
No, it's really terrible.
Fucking hate that.
Nobody gets it.
Nobody gets it. Okay, so 1500s.
Yeah.
We're talking 1500s.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm deliberating on this right now, as if I know anything about
that's gonna
history.
Make you know it better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know anything about history. I think Spain and France sounds like they could be at odds in the 1500s.
Yes, for sure.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not France.
It's not France.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's England.
That was my other guess.
Yeah.
Against Spain.
They always be fighting with somebody.
Always be fighting with someone. Yeah.
Okay.
So they were What did you say?
Okay. In the late 16th century, England wanted to challenge the Spanish dominance. Okay. Your next Lab Libs is actually in this sentence too, but it's a long one. Okay, and I gave you a continent. Sir Walter Raleigh, who was backed by Queen Elizabeth I, sponsored an expedition to establish an English foothold in blank. You said Asia. Do you feel like it's Asia?
Maybe in like India. India's in Asia.
Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, I
Was
guess
it
that's
North
true.
America?
It's North America.
Yeah.
Raleigh, like North Carolina. Okay, so the first expedition of its kind was in 1585 and was military in nature and poorly planned. Relations with local tribes quickly deteriorated due to misunderstandings, violence, and food shortages.
That's
So
colonialism for you.
yeah. So the settlers abandoned the colony within a year and returned to England with Sir Francis Drake.
So that's the first time that England tried to come
It's
to
the
North
first
America.
of its kind, I think. Yeah, that's sponsored by the monarch from England to come
make a
settle
colony.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, to make
Okay.
a colony. The English learned a couple things from that, though. So a colony would need families, not soldiers. And survival would probably heavily depend on cooperation with the indigenous peoples.
Wow, what a concept.
I mean, there it is, right? Yeah. Okay, so this one has a Lab Libs in it. Oh, it's a double. It's a double. Lab.
Double Lab Libs?
It's a double
Lab
Lab Libs.
Libs
I didn't
all the way?
I didn't realize I did that.
Wow.
Okay, so you're gonna have 2 blanks on this one.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it was a number less than 50 and a state in the southeast.
Okay.
So, in 1587, a new group arrived. There were about blank colonists, and they landed on Roanoke Island, which is modern day blank.
Okay. I think I said Virginia.
Yeah,
Is it Virginia? I think it is Virginia.
it's not.
No.
Yeah, it's
Is it-
North Carolina.
Oh, okay, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And the other one, how many settlers?
You
what
said
did I say?
you said 137. What do you think?
Wait, I thought it was a number less than 50?
No, 150.
Oh, a number less than 150. Mm-hmm. No, I think it was less.
Yeah, it was 115.
Okay.
Yeah. Unlike earlier attempts, this group actually included women and children. So this was England's first serious attempt at permanent settlement.
Hilarious that they thought they could do it with just soldiers.
I know, right?
Like, society would be just fine if it was
just
only
a
soldiers.
bunch of soldiers and carry on the line via, I don't know. Okay, the colony was led by John White, an artist and map maker who was more familiar with the region. He had been on the original expedition in 1585. So he's a map maker and he was on that original expedition, so he kind of knew the lay of the land a little bit more than
Okay.
other people would. So
At least they have someone qualified.
yeah, semi-knowledgeable. Yeah. Okay. Shortly after arrival, John White's daughter gave birth to a baby named Virginia Dare, who you may know as being the first English child born on North American soil.
Yeah, I totally knew that.
You would not know that because you wouldn't know that, but maybe other people might know
I
that.
totally knew that.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't believe me.
I'm gonna start quizzing you on these things, yeah. That would be fun. Okay.
Yeah, like quizzes on our past topic.
Okay, so there were a variety of problems with this new mission to develop a new colony. First, the supplies were limited, which I feel like is just a chronic problem that we run into on this podcast.
Supplies. Are limited in some way.
Supplies, yeah.
Yeah, this is also reminding me of Oregon Trail.
Right, yeah, exactly.
There's like a remastered version of Oregon Trail on the
Oh, really?
like that you can get for modern consoles. Mm-hmm. And my partner has become obsessed with it. She's playing
Oh my gosh.
like all the time, and she keeps texting me like, my party's not doing well. I think one of them got dysentery and the other one was forlorn and left, and now they're all starving.
Yes, that's pretty familiar, yeah. Supplies were limited. And also relations with some of the tribes were strained due to past violence, as you can imagine. Yeah, so also the colony was not established at its originally intended location near the Chesapeake Bay. So
it wasn't where it was supposed to be?
Yeah, it was supposed to be closer to the Chesapeake Bay, I guess. They ended up where they ended up, so I don't think they knew quite as much about the area.
Yeah, maybe they weren't close to water, which is probably important.
They were close to water.
Okay.
It was on an island, but I think they just didn't know like anything about that area because they landed in the wrong spot. So with this colony's precarious situation, the settlers persuaded John White, who was kind of become like the governor of the colony, I guess. They persuaded John White to return to England for supplies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So John White left in late 1587, and he expected to return pretty quickly. But before leaving, he and the colonists had agreed on a plan. If they relocated, they would carve the name of their destination into something for him.
Oh.
Yeah. And this one has a Lab Libs in it. If they were under duress, they would carve a Maltese blank. And you said a smiley face, which I think
that probably would be a confusing messaging. If they were
under duress,
if they were under duress, they would put a smiley face.
Yeah. You have any other ideas?
What was the word you just said?
Maltese, like the country, but
maybe like a flower or a snake. Oh.
It's a cross.
A cross.
Yes. A distinctive 8-pointed cross with 4 V or arrowhead shaped arms.
Why?
I don't know, and it seems I'm about to show it to you, but it seems like it's not what you would want to try and carve if you were
That's exactly what I was just going to say. You'd think if you were under duress and you were trying to like survive, you would think of a symbol to carve in that is a little more simple.
Yeah.
You know, like why not just a frowny face?
Frowny face would be good.
Or like,
what about like a Christian cross? Like something like that. Just like an easy line and line.
I suppose that maybe you would need to think of something a little bit complex because otherwise any random naturally occurring marking could be accidentally mistaken for a message.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little complicated to me, so I'm going to show it to you real quick.
Okay. Oh.
That seems like a little too much detail to carve.
It seems like.
Under duress, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay. Well, as you could probably predict, White's return was delayed. Lab Libs. I gave you a number less than 5. And it was delayed for nearly blank years. You said 3.7.
So maybe I was right? Nearly 4 years?
Nearly 4 years. It was 3. Nearly 3 years.
Nearly 3 years. Okay.
This was mostly due to the Anglo-Spanish War.
So he got caught up in the war proceedings.
And then there was like Spanish Armada and stuff like that, which I don't know exactly what that is. But I think it has to do with ships, maybe?
Yeah, maybe they were blocking ships from
I think it was just
England
probably not like safe to sail.
Right.
I imagine.
Right. So I'm guessing his settlement wasn't there when he returned.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when White returned to Roanoke in 1590, he found an unexpected and slightly eerie scene. The settlement was completely abandoned, but the buildings had been carefully dismantled and not destroyed. There were no bodies, no weapons, no signs of violence.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to give you a little fun fact. There's going to be several words in here that I'm going to struggle. And the struggle is going to be... Oh, it's like, oh, yes, of course I would pick a story with all of these, like, indigenous words in it. Oh, my God. I hope it doesn't come off too racist because I'm not good at this.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry. Okay, the word CROATOAN was carved into a wooden post.
I think that's right. CROATOAN.
I think so. And the letters CRO were carved into a tree.
Maybe someone didn't finish.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. One wooden post and then CRO. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. They wanted to carve it twice. It's so nice to carve it twice.
Wait, if they were just going to carve letters anyways, why'd they need that cross symbol? If they were under duress, why wouldn't they just write
Duress.
or attacked or
I'm starting to think maybe this wasn't the most brilliant party.
SOS or help or anything, you know? Imagine you get back into the help. Okay, well, yeah, the cross seems unnecessary. Like, for why?
That's stupid. Okay.
Okay.
So White took this to mean CROATOAN Island, which is modern day Hatteras Island. And he attempted to sail to the CROATOAN Island.
Is that very far from
I don't
where they
think
were?
it was too far.
Okay.
I don't think it was too far. I'm sure he definitely, his family was there, keep in mind. Like, Virginia Dare was the first baby born.
Oh,
like, that was
right.
his grandchild.
Right.
So he came back and his family's gone too, you know.
Right.
So he was trying to go out and, like,
Look for them.
yeah, exactly. But there was a lot of storms. And so he ended up having to just go back to England. I guess he couldn't navigate where he needed to navigate. I would think.
So we went all the way back to England?
Right. See, that doesn't make any sense, but I don't know. That's what it said.
What?
Yeah, it's stupid.
He was just like, oh, well, they're lost. I guess I'll
Oh,
go
man.
home.
They'll go get a new family.
God, people are weird.
I know. Okay. He would never return to America.
Wow.
And this began one of history's greatest mysteries.
Oh. Where'd they go?
Right. For centuries, many explanations have been floated, ranging from plausible to, like, fantastical, right? Massacre by hostile tribes, starvation, Spanish attacks,
That all seems likely.
relocation inland, and then, you know, some supernatural.
Yeah, alien abduction.
Yeah. I was thinking, I really thought more like, I think fairies.
Fairies?
Yeah. I mean, I came up with that
Why fairies?
prediction
not
on my
aliens?
own. Fairies are so much cooler than aliens, I think.
Okay.
I would like to go to fairy.
Yeah? You get abducted by fairies before you get abducted by aliens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They can fly.
The Fae are like...
I know.
Well,
they're not to be
dangerous.
trifled with,
Yeah.
for sure. But, I don't know. Either that or, like, some trolls, maybe. No, they're mean, too.
Yeah. Don't call the Fae mean. We support the Fae on this show.
We're
We're friends.
allies.
We're friends.
Friends of Faye.
Well, I think I'd go for alien abduction. If
You
that
would go
sounds-
for alien?
Yeah, like I want to see space. And I'm not trying to like get turned into a little butterfly or lose my.
But this is already
Eyeballs
like
or
a whole
something.
new world to them. Why would they want to then jump to another whole new world?
I don't think they chose to be abducted by aliens.
Oh,
I was just saying if I had to choose between
You
being
would
abducted by the
want to
Fae
do
and
that.
abducted by aliens,
Oh, nah.
I think I'd go to space.
No. I want to go with the Fae.
I don't know. The Fae, that'd be probably be fun too.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd get powers.
Party. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
anyways.
So some early colonists at Jamestown did report native peoples with European features like gray eyes and claims of English ancestry. So others described indigenous villages that had some like English style houses and metal tools.
Oh, so
as
it's
well.
possible that they kind of incorporated themselves into indigenous
Correct.
settlements, or not settlements, but
Right.
towns and
Villages or whatever.
Villages.
Yeah. But for a long time, these stories were just dismissed as rumor. Like,
Okay.
oh, I met a guy that had gray eyes and he was living with the Native Americans. Like, people didn't buy it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's crazy, but one of the most important scientific contributions to the Roanoke mystery didn't come from archaeology, but actually came from climate science.
Really?
Yeah. So your next lab lib it's going to be really obvious once I read it, but
Okay.
It's a plant, and you said a flower. Okay. Using blank ring analysis, researchers discovered that the Roanoke region would have experienced a severe drought from 1587 to 1589.
Oh. Well, tree rings.
Tree rings, that's right.
So there was a big drought. They had to leave because there's no water.
Right. That's going to be the predominant theory.
Okay.
Oh, not just water, but crops
food
and all.
crops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. This is your next lab libs. A number between 500 and 900. You said 673. So you tell me. This was the worst drought in nearly blank years. How many years do you think it was?
What is the range again?
500 to 900. And you said 673.
I'd say maybe it's somewhere around that, like 600 to 700.
Yeah, it's 800.
Really?
It's the worst drought in 800
that's
years.
a long time.
Yeah.
And they can tell that by the tree rings?
I suppose so. Probably other stuff too, I imagine. But so as we were saying, this drought would have devastated crops and increased dependency on like the indigenous people's food supplies, and would make Roanoke Island kind of unstable for a large English population.
Okay, that makes sense. Then they would have to have left. Maybe they planned to leave because, like you said in the beginning, there wasn't violence and they had dismantled some of the buildings.
Right.
Maybe they were trying to take stuff with them.
Yeah.
To rebuild somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Or they had to use something to pay the Fae
that's
to
true.
let them in.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so this environmental stress strongly supports the idea that the colonists had to leave and not that they had just vanished suddenly. Before any English ship came to the coastal region, now known as North Carolina, it was home to many indigenous societies.
Okay.
Algonquian-speaking peoples, including the Roanoke, the CROATOAN, Secatan, and
Let me see how to spell it.
and Chowanoke.
I feel like we should maybe look up how to say these tribe names.
I'm sorry, but like, it's so much funnier. I think I'm pretty close.
I think you're close.
Yeah, Algonquian.
That seems right.
Yeah, speaking people. So the Roanoke, the Roanoke, the Croatoan, the Secatan, and Chowanoke.
Sure.
They lived in villages supported by fishing, farming, and seasonal trade.
Right.
They weren't isolated, and they had political alliances, rivalries, diplomacy, everything. Villagers often relocated seasonally.
Okay.
The people were accustomed to absorbing outsiders through adoption, marriage, or alliance. This cultural flexibility would later become central to one of the most compelling explanations for the fate of the Lost Colony.
The Lost Colony.
I'm so shocked that you have had no clue what the hell this is.
I have heard of Roanoke, but
The Lost Colony of Roanoke.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not like enough to recognize it.
Yeah.
Anything that you're telling me.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know any of this either. I'd heard that name only. I didn't know what that really meant.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of felt like it was somebody saying something was supernatural too, but
Hold on, I'm going to readjust. It might make noise though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, when Europeans arrived, they entered a densely populated and politically active landscape.
Yeah, people live
There
here before
already.
they came. That's
Right.
crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
And they thrived here and had like all kinds of customs and ways of living that made sense for the land
know.
and the environment.
It's so shocking, though.
Shocking.
Nobody knew any of that. Okay, for much of the 20th century, archaeologists were only searching for answers on Roanoke Island itself, and their results have been pretty limited. But in the early 2000s, researchers, particularly the First Colony Foundation, shifted strategies. They, instead of asking what happened to Roanoke, they started asking where could the colonists realistically have gone. And that kind of transformed the whole investigation into this lost colony.
Right.
One major focus became something known as Site X. It's an inland location near the Albemarle Sound, identified through reanalysis of John White's maps using light tables and imaging. They actually found something like he had covered up something, and they found something underneath the cover by using whatever like imaging and stuff they were using. They discovered that there was something underneath an area that he had like repaired. It was like a fort of some sort.
Okay. So he didn't cover it up on purpose.
I don't think he really didn't think it was there anymore, or didn't think it was there just in general.
Okay.
Like he changed the map.
Oh, I see.
Then archaeology, survey, and excavation. At Site X, this is all Lab Libs in this one, an item that an archaeologist might find. At Site X, archaeologists uncovered English blank metal objects such as tools and clothing fasteners.
Huh.
And you said pottery. And it is pottery.
Oh, yeah.
It is pottery.
Say,
yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you nailed that one.
Okay, so they found all this.
They found
these artifacts.
Yeah, they
at
found
the site.
They found English pottery, metal objects such as tools and clothing fasteners, and indigenous artifacts mixed with the European materials.
Oh.
This suggested small groups of Europeans living among the indigenous communities.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Because if they were, like, flailing and starving and didn't have enough resources as it was, and then there was a big drought,
Yeah.
I imagine, like, it would make sense that the conclusion they'd come to is, let's ask all these people who seem not to be struggling
Right.
if they can please help us.
Yeah. And I assume there was not one tribe that was like, okay, we can
We'll
take
take them all.
150 people, 115 people.
Or maybe the settlement split off from each other because they were not in agreement of what
Maybe.
to do, or
Yeah,
maybe
that's
some of them wanted
perfectly-
to ask for help before and some of them didn't, and so they split off and ended up with different people.
Yep. So, like I said, living among indigenous communities rather than large standalone settlement, like people were kind of looking for, right?
Right.
Another key area is Hatteras Island, which is historically known as CROATOAN. Lab Libs, metal. You said silver. Here, archaeologists found large quantities of hammer scale, which is tiny flakes of blank produced during blacksmithing. What do you think?
Maybe iron?
Yeah, it's iron, for sure.
Wait, that was part of the out of context quote, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. The
Okay.
out of context. We have no context for that context, and I'm not seeing any context.
So this is not where you're revealing why we're talking about that in the out of context quote?
No, it was just a funny quote that was like talking all about context in the out of context quote. Okay, so this was a pretty significant discovery because local indigenous groups did not forge iron. Blacksmithing was essential to English survival, and the hammer scale was found in indigenous village areas.
Okay.
The findings suggested that Europeans were actively working iron while living among the native peoples, not just like trading finished goods.
Right.
I think it's because of that it's the flakes particularly that suggests they're working it there, not just
because
we
if they
sold
just
them
sold
some
it,
right.
They wouldn't have the little flakes.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Okay.
Another lab lib. This is your last one. A scientific field. You said chemistry. So in recent decades, researchers have turned to blank projects and are actively searching for links.
Links. I have no idea. This is a type of science?
Mm-hmm. Genetic genealogy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And so they were looking for genetic links.
Yeah.
So groups like the Lost Colony DNA Project, which started in the mid-2000s, are using DNA testing to try and determine whether some of the missing Roanoke colonists survived and left descendants among the modern populations.
Of indigenous tribes. Like, who are they testing?
Right. Hopefully I'm going to answer that question. Okay. These researchers combine genealogical records, oral histories, which is big in the indigenous populations, and DNA sampling from people with surnames or family histories tied to eastern North Carolina to look for signals of descent from the 1587 group. So pretty much anyone in that vicinity that has a name that one of these colonists that we know was there, like a surname, particularly the males, obviously.
So, but how would they know if they have signals in their genetics that are similar to whatever was in the colonists? Like, do they have a DNA sample of those settlers? Or are they using DNA samples from the ancestors in England? Or, like, how would they know?
That's the problem. I don't know. That's the problem, I think, with it.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it, but the goal is to identify European genetic signatures in families with long-standing roots in eastern North Carolina and indigenous communities. And several types of DNA tests are being used. This is including Y chromosome DNA. This traces direct male line ancestors and can link modern male descendants to potential English male settlers if the surname and paternal line match. Again, I don't know what they're comparing it to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is bizarre to me.
Yeah. Mitochondrial DNA traces direct maternal line ancestry and can indicate if present-day people carry maternal line markers potentially connected with either colonial women or indigenous ancestors.
This makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
What are they comparing it to?
Well, like I said, I think they're just
comparing it to European samples that they have?
Yeah, in that particular area with that surname.
Yeah, okay.
In and among these indigenous lands with one of the surnames from a colonist.
Right. I know, I see the vision. I'm just wondering what
and tracing it back to probably England, I imagine.
Yeah, they must just be comparing it to signals that they have from people who...
Right. Populations in England or whatever.
Like, who they know descended from the area that those colonists came from.
Right.
In England.
Right.
That must be it.
It's a lot, though. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also autosomal DNA Tests shared DNA from across all family lines, which can show mixtures of European and native ancestry. So there you're looking, okay, they have the European ancestry and they have the indigenous ancestry. So these might have been one of the descendants of those original colonists in that area.
You said they're also using oral histories? That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if there are stories that they can say, like...
Yeah, there must be.
That sounds like...
That's, like, their main way
colonist.
of, like, telling histories and stuff. And
No, I just mean, like, if they have a record of all of these different oral histories and they're going through and looking for references to someone, like you said, like, oh, this colonist that lived with this tribe who had...
gray eyes.
And iron working was present in these stories. And
exactly.
things like that. Like, they're looking for little details.
Nuggets of this combination of peoples. Yeah. However, because 16th century genes spread widely over 15 generations, autosomal evidence alone can't confirm, like, specific descendants without a good historical context.
Yeah.
One huge challenge: no confirmed ancient DNA from the colonists itself.
Right.
So to definitely connect a modern person to the Roanoke settlers, scientists would ideally need DNA from, like, bones or remains of known colonists from the 1587 for comparison.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they found something.
Yeah,
Then
that would be big. That would be really
change
big.
the search.
Yeah, exactly. As of now, no such remains have been reliably identified or sequenced, making conclusions kind of tentative at that point.
Yeah.
DNA alone can't solve the mystery, but it adds another layer of evidence. So, based on historical records, environmental data, archaeology, and genetics, most researchers now agree on a broad conclusion. The Roanoke Island colonists did not disappear suddenly. They likely abandoned Roanoke Island due to drought and isolation and split into smaller groups, and then relocated to CROATOAN Islands and inland villages, integrated into indigenous societies through alliance, adoption, and marriage. So the quote-unquote lost colony was not really lost. It was just most likely absorbed.
Yeah.
Future research opportunities include expanded excavation at indigenous village sites.
I don't like that.
I know. Improved soil chemistry and micro artifact analysis. Don't ask me. I have no idea.
Micro artifact analysis. Maybe that I feel like that could mean, like, looking at artifacts under a microscope or looking for tiny little bits of artifacts left in the soil.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, like the hammer scale.
Yeah, something like that.
And rather than searching for a dramatic ending, researchers now focus on understanding shared survival, cultural exchange, and adaptation.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than, like,
I know.
they disappeared all at once.
I know.
But it's much more exciting.
It's fun.
And fun to think of how they, like...
It would be weird, though, that he came back and there's just, like, this word and they're gone, but doesn't look like they were hurt or rushed. There's no bodies. There's no anything.
Right.
So it would seem kind of, like, mysterious, like, this whole area, this whole colony is just completely abandoned. That's going to look...
Feels like they could have tried harder to leave a better message. You know, like
what? Carve some complex picture of... Sorry. That cross is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
I guess... I'm coming from a bias where it is so easy to leave a message to someone.
Right.
For hundreds of years, it's been easy to leave a message to someone, right?
Yeah.
But I can't wrap my mind around how they couldn't just write something down and leave it, like, in one of these buildings.
Yeah.
Like, if there were structures that were indoors, away from the elements in some way, why couldn't they have just written a letter and left it?
I don't know. Or
somewhere?
They could have probably carved more than one word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Why did we have to be so cryptic?
I don't know.
Okay, if you're leaving right where you're going, but only just this one word.
Yeah, and I think, and it's bizarre to me too that if they did leave in smaller groups, you know, why didn't one of those groups decide to do it differently? Like, none of the groups thought, hey, I'm going to write a letter. Maybe it'll survive. Like, no one thought, maybe we could do something.
Couldn't, right?
Oh, I guess.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure.
But no one, like,
I know.
it's so... There's still a lot of holes in this.
That idea was
theory.
A bad idea.
The symbol thing was a bad idea.
That was a way bad idea. But then also just leaving
I didn't
word.
think about if they were illiterate.
Yeah.
Then it makes more sense of why they had to use a symbol.
But they wrote out CROATOAN.
Maybe that was like really difficult for them. And that's why the other people couldn't finish because
they just put CRO. They're like, yep, that's as much as I know.
Write letters and stuff. I don't know. Feels weird that you have this settlement of 115 people and nobody knows how to read and write. That can't be right.
I don't know.
That can't be correct.
I do not know. I don't know why.
This is mysterious.
It is mysterious, and it would be freaky as hell to come back to a completely abandoned area.
And he was gone 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow, you think like, yeah, that like someone would be left.
I know.
That they would try to return and leave a better message, or
I know.
see if he had left them a message, or
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Also, didn't look up, but like, why didn't he ever go back again?
right? He just stopped looking for his
It was
family.
Like, those storms. This is kind of rough. I'm kind of done with that.
Gonna go all the way back to England.
Back to England
Like,
and wash my hands of that whole situation.
Jeesh.
Yeah. But I just thought that was super cool how they were trying to start using like genetic genealogy to trace people from that area.
I think it's sort of an interesting idea. It is innovative.
It's something.
I just don't know how much I could get behind whatever evidence they say, because really whatever they're comparing it to, whatever they're comparing the genes of people they find now and saying, oh yeah, this seems like they're a descendant of the Lost Roanoke colony, maybe. They're really just comparing it to like some that their family originates from some specific region in England.
Yeah. And they
could have been from the Roanoke colony, or could have been from any other colony that came later.
No, but they can see how far back you have a lineage.
But to the exact year?
No, not to the exact year,
decade?
to like the generation.
That's what I'm saying. So really, it could be anyone in that generation that came and settled in...
I don't think there was too much people coming settling at that point.
Okay.
When was Jamestown?
Why would you even ask me that, Debbie?
I'm thinking...
Why would you even ask me that?
I'm thinking out loud, okay?
Okay.
I think it just wasn't very normal.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
But if you're going by male, you're tracing like a male line.
Right.
All the way up, and they have the same last name as one of the original colonists. You've got some indigenous ancestry that came after a certain point.
Right.
You have European England genealogy that is coming from a certain time period.
Have they found?
They were testing. They were testing one guy. Like, I mean, I think they were testing a lot of people, but I only really read one that was kind of like more promising than the others. But they were still doing research.
This is like really emerging.
Yeah.
Research.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. I just thought that was cool.
Can Can you remind me now that I have all the context of that second out of context quote about the hammer scale?
I literally just put that in because it was all about context.
I know, I just want to hear
Okay.
it now.
The hammer scale is just not doing it for me without good context. I'm not seeing good context.
I think the hammer scale is great context.
I think it's pretty contextual.
Like, what else would that be if
Right.
the indigenous people didn't do ironworking?
Yeah.
Why else would there be that?
I'm not seeing a lot of context. Do you want to be
Not
reminded?
doing it for me.
Do you want to be reminded of the other Gen Z quote?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
hear that. You know.
Have we solved the mystery? Well, it's pretty good evidence, but there's always more work to be done. And people love mysteries. They hate resolving things one way or the other. So I'm sure that the mystery will continue, whatever the scientific evidence says.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree with that.
Yeah.
Though, because I don't think we're ever going to find a definitive answer,
you're not
really.
going to ever find an answer.
So I do think people will just continue speculating on it.
Varies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what most people are going to go with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Most people go with that.
Okay. Well, I took you all the way to Roanoke Island.
Yep.
I'm ready for you to take me down
And you
your
took me to who knows where else.
the fairy rabbit hole. Let me hear your rabbit hole for this week.
Not even a little bit similar to your
Okay.
topic at all.
Great.
So, I fell down the rabbit hole about organ transplants
Oh.
and how did we start even doing that?
Oh my god.
Like, what were the first ones?
Ooh.
And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the first types of organ transplants. And
Okay.
then some wild organ transplants that we're working
all
on now.
gonna be so wild. Okay.
So the first type of transplant-ish thing that we could ever do was way back in 1870 when we started doing skin grafts. with
Okay.
varying levels of success.
Okay. Okay.
But it wasn't until the 1950s that we did the first full organ transplant, which was a kidney transplant.
Okay.
In 1954, Dr. Joseph Murray transplanted a kidney from one twin brother to another,
Okay.
Richard Herrick.
I'd say that's a pretty good way to imagine that it was going to be pretty good odds that it was going to work. Yeah.
So they'd tried before to do kidney transplants, but people would either die immediately, it wouldn't work at all, or they'd die within a couple of days
Right.
from rejection. Yeah. Or they would die from complications of the surgery itself, like they could not attach it properly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Richard Herrick was suffering from kidney disease, and in the 1950s, there was no treatment. It was just basically a death sentence. You get kidney disease, and there was nothing you could do about it. Basically, this doctor, Joseph Murray, was studying the possibility of transplanting live kidneys at Harvard Medical School at that time. Lots of his colleagues thought he was foolish and insane and were very skeptical that this was possible at a conceptual level at all.
I imagine. Yeah.
But he did manage to do it successfully. And Richard Herrick lived 8 years after receiving his twin brother's kidney.
Okay.
Dr. Joseph Murray won the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1990 for his work on
Oh, wow.
transplants throughout his lifetime.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I also found that the guy's twin brother, Ronald, who was the first organ donor, he lived a long time. He lived till he was 79.
Oh, really?
Yep.
With one
kidney.
One kidney.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was the first kidney transplant. Other kidney transplants were done throughout the 1950s and 60s, but almost half the patients died very soon after, and nearly all of them died by 1 year later.
Oh, wow.
Due to rejection.
Oh, my gosh.
But once they started using immunosuppressants,
Hold on 1 second. Like, I'm really surprised that they didn't just give up on this. Like,
oh, they did in some organs. The kidney is a pretty simple organ. That's why they could start with that.
yeah.
And since it was a total death sentence before, I guess people were happy to get whatever time they could get.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know?
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, by the time they started using immunosuppressants like cyclosporine, the survival rate increased dramatically. And by 1986, there were 9,000 kidney transplants that year with an 85% 1-year success rate, survival rate. Right? It's pretty
that's big.
Dramatic difference in just really 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
The survival rate of kidney transplants is even higher now. And patients survive years and years with their new organs in general.
Yeah. And even then, you can get another one.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, my partner's mom had a kidney transplant when she was a lot younger from her sister. And because at that time they were still more trying to do the familial thing was the best way to go to find somebody that was a really good match for you, right?
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, her kidney started failing again. So she got put on the donor list. And you could have all your family go and, like, submit testing and everything. But if it wasn't, like, the perfect match, then none of your family could give you, like, your kids. Like, it has to be perfect, right?
Right.
And we got a call, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, at like 1 o'clock in the morning of Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they were like, she got a kidney.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must feel so exciting for people
it was
when they finally get that call.
so exciting. We were so happy about that. But yeah, she had another kidney transplant.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't think about getting like multiple transplants of the same organ. But
yeah, you can.
Okay, so then there's the first liver transplant happened in the 1960s. Another doctor that was instrumental in the decades-long improvement and science of starting transplants in general was this guy, Dr. Thomas Starzy. And there were a lot of early attempts to do a liver transplant, but the patients only lasted a matter of days. Again, just like the earliest kidney transplants. And although he did do one successful transplant in 1963, by 1964, it was deemed too dangerous. And all liver transplant attempts were stopped. Like, everyone agreed in the medical community that we're never going to do that again.
Wow.
But Dr. Thomas Starzy kept researching. He performed, this is kind of sad. You're not going to like it. He performed countless liver transplants on dogs. And he spent years improving all the different types of complications that they would have in those surgeries and incorporating the new immunosuppressants that they were discovering. And in 1967, he did another liver transplant, and the recipient lived over 1 year for the first time. But similar to kidney transplants, long-term survival wasn't common until much later in the 1980s.
Okay.
Then a bunch of other organs. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the heart transplants, pancreas transplants, lungs, many other types of organ transplants followed that. It was like a flurry. It was like, once they figured out how to do it, they were like, what if we did it on this organ? What if we did it on this organ? What if we did it on this organ?
Imagine being like that first person, though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we were thinking maybe we could do this like transplant thing with your lungs. Like, okay.
Yeah. I found some interesting stuff on UNOS website. Is that how you say it? UNOS? Or what is the
I don't know.
UNOS? I think it's UNOS.
Okay. UNOS.
On their website, they have like timeline of all the different firsts, and they have on their timeline things like simultaneous transplants for the first time, which I thought was really interesting. Like, In 1966, they did the first simultaneous kidney and pancreas transplant.
Jeez, man.
And
I didn't even know they did that.
Right? Yeah, and they can do like lung heart transplants also.
Wow.
And stuff like that. But for a while, the process of finding an organ for someone who needed one was very difficult because there was no organization that had a registry and you would get a call and all the hospitals all over worked together. That didn't exist at all.
Right.
So it was just like if you were in the hospital and there happened to be another patient in that hospital that was dying and had an organ to give you, then you could do it. But otherwise, there was no way to do it.
Right.
And it was, again, in the 1980s when they started incorporating a national registry.
Right.
The United Network for Organ Sharing.
Okay.
That's what, stands for. I found some really weird transplants that are more recent. In more recent times. That are kind of cool. There was this one guy, and he lost both of his arms 20 years ago in a work accident. Here, his name is Crazy. He's Icelandic, so I'll join you in pronouncing things wrong here. Guðmundur Felix Gretarsson.
Gretarsson, yeah. I know that. I definitely know who that is.
Yep. He received the world's first double arm and shoulder transplant in France.
Wow.
And it was successful.
Wow.
Like, they took someone else's shoulders and arms.
Oh my gosh.
And put them on him in 2021.
Bro, I'm even scared to cut my own finger off and see if they could reattach it. Like at
Your
work.
own finger to be reattached.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like that wouldn't even work that great.
Yeah, he approached this doctor who was giving a lecture in 2007 on the topic, and the doctor agreed to take his case. He was lecturing on the possibility of doing something like this. And he came to France in 2011 for a bunch of testing, and they planned the surgery for years, and it lasted 15 hours. And he went on Good Morning Britain in 2022 to like discuss the aftermath 18 months post-op.
Right.
And he said he's got partial touch sensation throughout all of his entire arms.
Okay.
And he demonstrated that he was able to like lift light objects, hold hands with someone, use a broom, hug, shake hands, shower, dress themselves, walk a dog.
Wow.
With someone else's arms.
Now, I guess I know the answer kind of, but like how long was he missing arms?
20 years.
See, that just seems like I would think, okay, I just chopped my arm off.
Right.
Like, hey, quick, put somebody else's on.
Right. And
But
then, okay.
20 years later?
Okay, here's the funniest part of that whole story. In 2024, he ran for president of Iceland.
Oh, boy. He's obviously qualified. What?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Super funny.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so that was one. We can also recently do uterine transplants. Did you know that?
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
In
that's
2014, the first baby was born from a patient with a uterus transplant.
crazy. Wow.
And now over 100 uterine transplants have been done in the U.S. and worldwide.
Okay. So if you have something that hurts your uterus and you're still young and you want to have kids, so you don't want to just have a straight hysterectomy.
Yeah, it's for people who have like a non-functioning uterus, or if they were born with a
defect or something?
If they were born like without a uterus, but they have the rest of their reproductive system and no uterus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they've had to have their uterus removed for some reason.
Well, I was saying, like, if you got, like, cancer or something in your uterus, and they wanted to take out your whole uterus, like, they wanted to do a uteronectomy or whatever it is, then you can still have kids and stuff. Like, it's not just end of your options.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Unfortunately, it doesn't yet work for transgender women, where they might want to have children, but they don't have a child-producing reproductive system.
right.
So one transgender woman tried to have this procedure and see if she could carry a child in this uterus transplanted into her.
Right.
But it wasn't successful. It had to be removed. Yeah. And
I wonder why not.
I guess it's like the rest of the reproductive system is necessary, not just the uterus.
But you would think we'd be able to, like, replicate, like, hormones and...
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
I think this is something that other people will want in the community.
I think it's probably going to be possible one day,
Maybe.
I imagine.
That would be crazy cool.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be amazing.
Apparently, you can also get a transplant of eyes, hands, whole arms like that guy. You can even replace your own thumb with your own toe.
Ew.
Right?
I don't want my toe on my thumb.
They like shave it to look more like a thumb.
No, they don't.
You would just be thumbless.
I
You
would
wouldn't
go.
take
I
the
think
toe?
I would go thumbless. Look how small my toes are. That would look ridiculous.
Okay, there's even been a penis transplant.
Oh, okay.
In 2006 in China,
Wait, why?
there was a guy that had like an accident and his penis was like cut off and he just had like a little stump.
I was thinking
And he
like
couldn't
micro
pee
penis and he wanted a
very
bigger
well
one.
and
Yeah, it
he
was
couldn't
caught in,
have
like,
any sexual intercourse. But this is what the article said, okay? It said the man and his wife were so shocked by the appearance
Oh my god.
that he had it removed 15 days later.
Oh my god.
He was like, never mind.
Oh my god. You know, maybe he should have tried to ride that out a little bit longer.
I know, 15 days? You could like maybe get used to it a
I
little
was gonna
bit
say, maybe
later.
you should have tried to just a little bit longer. Because isn't it a fact that a lot of people that do different types of plastic surgeries and stuff can have some weird response to it?
Yeah.
Like, originally.
Like psychologically.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. If you get a breast implant, you go, oh my gosh, this isn't me. This is not what I've been used to looking at. Like, so I think maybe he should have tried
Kept it a little longer. Yeah, I don't know. But actually, I'll take my
Wow.
little stump.
Okay.
Poor guy.
His wife probably didn't want him to have it removed.
No, it said the appearance ended up shocking both he and his wife.
So turn off the lights, bro.
Oh, man. We've even started to experiment with xenotransplantations,
What
which
is
are
that?
cross-species transplants.
Oh,
So,
I don't like this.
yeah, there's been several attempts of people getting a transplant of an organ from an animal, like a chimpanzee liver or,
A pig trachea?
yeah, stuff like that. It's not been very successful. There's a few patients that live a matter of months, but then they inevitably reject it.
Yeah.
Even more so than human transplant rejections. But current research is trying to genetically modify pig kidneys in order to transplant them with fewer complications. One was done successfully in 2024, but the man died 2 months later. Not because of the transplant. He had problems with his heart, apparently. And died of other reasons. But
But it was successful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with it if they could just grow the organ, like from stem cells or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's what they're doing.
No.
No.
No, I don't think I would do that.
No.
No. I mean, stem cell, yeah, but not. I don't
You wouldn't take an organ from an animal?
I don't think so. I really don't.
Yeah.
That just is, That's a lot.
There's one more thing I thought was interesting. I hadn't written it down, but I just remembered that in that time period between the 1960s and the 1980s, when they started to get more successful, one reason is because they changed how they determined that the donor was like dead to give the organ. Because before they were waiting until there was no heartbeat or until, you know, they were like pronouncing them dead much later. But when they started to pronounce them dead when they were brain dead,
Right.
but their body was still functioning,
Yeah.
then the organ transplant started to become more successful.
Yeah, because I think they try and keep them alive for a certain amount of time sometimes just to
Yeah.
do that transplant. Yeah.
Because at that point, once their whole body stopped functioning, it's rapid decline of functionality in the organs as well.
Yeah.
So if they could get them sooner, because that person is already dead if they're brain dead.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Then it was more successful.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I learned all about organ transplants.
I like that.
This week.
It's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah.
Very
it is
weird.
weird. I couldn't believe the double arm guy.
That's a weird one.
That's the weirdest one, right?
That's a weird one.
Really weird.
And I do not want finger toes or what.
You don't want toe fingers? You don't want You don't want a toe thumb?
No, I don't.
Apparently
I really don't.
it like works. You can't bend it like you would bend a thumb. Like it has
Right.
that joint in the middle.
Yeah.
You can't do that, but you can't grasp things.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It reminded me of those like thumb people from Spy Kids movie. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. So, sources will be in the show notes as usual.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, do whatever. Show us that
Show us some
people
love.
are out there.
We need to hear your messages. Carve your name in
our tree.
in the tree to let us know that you're here.
That's a good one. We'll be back
In 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. We'll see what we got going on then.
Yep.
We'll see how I pronounce things.
We'll see how many things we get right and wrong. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.